Finally, Seattle Seahawks making a massive move for a star. I can't believe it. Seattle Seahawks news. Seahawks fans have been waiting for this moment, and now it feels like the front office is ready to strike big. Rumors are swirling that Seattle is lining up a blockbuster move to bring in a true star player who could instantly elevate the team's ceiling. Is this the aggressive, win-now mindset fans have been begging for? Or a bold gamble that could reshape the roster for years? 12s are flooding social media with excitement, shock, and wild predictions about who this mystery star could be. If this deal becomes official, it might be one of the most talked-about moves of the entire offseason. Stay tuned. Things are heating up fast in Seattle. What is going on, 12s? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have some breaking Seattle Seahawks news that honestly shocked me when I first heard it, because it looks like the Seattle Seahawks are finally ready to make a massive move for a true star, and this could completely change the direction of this franchise heading into the new season. For years we have talked about this team being close, but not quite there. Close to competing in the NFC, close to taking that next step, close to getting back to the elite level they once had. But something has always been missing, and now it feels like the front office is done waiting. They are done playing it safe, and they are ready to swing big.
According to multiple reports and league chatter, the Seahawks are aggressively exploring a move for a premier difference maker. Someone who is not just a solid starter, not just a good player, but a legitimate star that opposing teams have to game plan around every single week. And when you look at the roster right now, you can see exactly why this makes sense. This team has talent. There is no question about that. You have offensive weapons. You have young defensive pieces. You have draft capital. You have flexibility. But what you do not have yet is that one dominant presence who tilts the field in your favor every Sunday. And that is what makes this news so.
General Manager John Schneider has always been calculated. He has always been patient. And sometimes that patience has frustrated fans. But this time, the approach feels different. This time it feels aggressive, intentional, and bold. And when you combine that with a new era under head coach Mike Macdonald, you can see a clear vision forming. Macdonald is known for his defensive creativity and his ability to maximize elite talent. So imagine what happens if you give him a true superstar to build around. Imagine adding a top-tier pass rusher or a lockdown corner, or even a dominant interior force who collapses the pocket instantly. That changes everything around the league. In the NFL, you do not win championships by being average. You win by having difference makers. You win with players who show up in the biggest moments and take over games. And that is exactly what Seattle appears to be targeting right now.
There are whispers that the Seahawks have been making calls, checking in on situations where star players might be available. Whether that is due to contract disputes, cap issues, or teams entering rebuild mode, Seattle is monitoring all of it, and they are prepared to act if the right opportunity presents itself. Think about what that would mean for this roster. Offensively, you already have dynamic weapons like DK Metcalf, who can stretch the field and dominate physically. You have a quarterback in Geno Smith who has proven he can lead and produce when given protection and support. Now, imagine pairing that with a defense that can consistently create turnovers and pressure without blitzing every down. That is how you flip the script in the NFC West. That is how you close the gap on teams that have been just a step ahead in recent seasons. And what makes this even more intriguing is the timing. Because Seattle is not in a full rebuild. They are not tearing it down.
They are in that competitive middle zone where one major move can push you into true contender status. Financially, the Seahawks have structured contracts in a way that gives them flexibility. They have young players on rookie deals. They have avoided some of the crippling cap disasters that other franchises are dealing with. And that positions them to absorb a bit.
And that is where the debate begins. Because anytime you talk about trading high picks or committing massive money, the fan base splits. Some people want to build patiently through the draft. Others want to go all in right now. But history shows that when this franchise has been at its best, it has not been afraid to make bold moves when the opportunity is right. This potential move signals belief. Belief that the current core is good enough. Belief that the coaching staff can elevate this roster. Belief that the window is opening, not closing. And that is a powerful message to send to the locker room. Because players notice when management is aggressive. They notice when the organization shows it wants to win now.
You can already imagine the impact in training camp, the energy, the competition, the national attention. Because adding a true star immediately shifts perception. Suddenly, analysts start talking about Seattle differently. Suddenly, primetime games increase. Suddenly, the respect level rises. And that matters more than people think. But beyond the hype, this is about matchups. This is about January football. This is about being able to go on the road in a hostile playoff environment and have the best player on the field. And if the Seahawks land the kind of talent they are reportedly pursuing, that becomes a real possibility. Of course, nothing is done yet. Negotiations are complicated. Other teams are involved. And there is always the risk that a deal falls apart at the last second. But the key takeaway here is intent. The Seahawks are not sitting back. They are not content. They are actively trying to upgrade in a massive way. And that alone should excite every fan watching this right now.
There is also a cultural element to consider. Bringing in a star is not just about stats. It is about mindset. It is about setting a standard in practice, in film sessions, in preparation. Elite players raise the level of everyone around them, and for a relatively young roster, that influence can be invaluable. Imagine a rookie defensive lineman learning daily from an established All-Pro. Imagine the secondary gaining confidence because the pass rush is getting home. Imagine the offense getting more possessions. If this deal gets done, it will not just be a headline for one day. It will shape off-season strategy, draft decisions, and even how free agents view Seattle as a destination. Stars want to play with stars. Contenders attract contenders, and momentum in this league is very real. So here we are on the edge of what could be one of the most significant moves in recent franchise history, and the excitement is building by the hour. Keep your notifications on. Keep refreshing those feeds, because when this breaks officially, it is going to send shockwaves through the league. And I have to say, as someone who has covered this team closely, the tone feels different. The urgency feels real. This is not smoke. This is not random speculation. This is a calculated push to elevate the roster to a championship level. And whether you agree with the price or not, you have to respect the ambition. Because at the end of the day, banners are not won by playing it safe. They are won by making bold decisions at the right time. And if the Seahawks pull this off, we might look back at this moment as the turning point. The moment they decided good was not good enough, and greatness was the only goal.
Let me know in the comments who you think that star should be. Would you trade multiple first-round picks? Would you commit top-of-the-market money? Do you believe this roster is one piece away? Because from where I stand, this is the kind of move that signals belief in the city, belief in the locker room, and belief that Seattle is ready to rise again. Buckle up, 12s, because the next few days could change everything. And if this massive move becomes official, you already know we are breaking it down right here as soon as it happens.